China is backing up maritime and territorial claims in the South China Sea by concentrating in the region its most potent strike weapons, including long-range fighters and bombers, nuclear-armed submarines and its first homegrown aircraft carrier. According to the Pentagon's latest assessment of Beijing's defense capability, China's Navy is the biggest in the world and has an edge over the US, with more ground-launched ballistic and cruise missiles capable of flying further. Heightened tensions between the two superpowers come as Australia, too, steps up its calls against Chinese expansionism in the region. Australia has resolved to speak up more on maritime disputes in a show of moral support for Southeast Asian nations, amid fears within the Morrison government that they might buckle to Chinese pressure and do deals that cede territory or rights. The Australian government last month filed a note verbal a formal diplomatic note with the United Nations rejecting the 9-line China relies on to lay claim to much of the South China Sea. Canberra maintained there was no legal basis for China to draw straight, baselines, between features to create internal waterways, and insisted there was no legal basis to China's artificial island building program to create exclusive economic zones or territorial seas. While the note verbal was interpreted as a hardening of Australia's stance against China's claims, government sources said it was simply a matter of formally putting on the record the government's views. However, the move was prompted by a flurry of notes from ASEAN members, 4 years after an international arbitration tribunal had ruled against China's claims in favor of the Philippines. In that period, the Philippines has done nothing to enforce its victory. But in December last year, first Malaysia and then China lodged notes asserting their claims, triggering replies from Vietnam and Indonesia as well.